Let's start by opening the Bindbee dashboard to create a connector with the greenhouse. We'll proceed to click on Create Connector. Then, we'll input a suitable organization name and select Category ATS. To uniquely define our connector, we'll provide a unique ID. After clicking Next, we'll select Greenhouse and create a magic link which will open a link to add the greenhouse connections. To proceed further, we'll require admin access to the greenhouse dashboard. Upon opening the magic link, a linking page will appear. We'll click on Allow and Continue to move forward. Next, we'll need a Greenhouse API key. We'll navigate to the Greenhouse dashboard, go to the Settings, scroll down to the Dev Center, and further down to API Credentials. Here, we'll create a new API key. We'll select Harvest as the API type. Choose the appropriate partners, provide a suitable description, and then click on Manage Permissions. It's crucial to copy and save this API key for future use. Next, we'll manage the permissions for this API by selecting All for our Best-Bone API. We'll then scroll down and click on Save. Having successfully created our API key, we'll go to the Bindbee API linking page, enter the newly copied API key, and then click on Connect. As evident, the connection has been successfully established. Now, on the connector's dashboard, we can see that our PayPal connector has been created and is currently syncing. We need to wait for the data to finish syncing. Once the connector has synced, we will need to call the APIs to proceed. The first thing we need is the Bindbee API token. To obtain this, navigate to the Settings and click on the API key. You will find the API key here. Although you have the option to regenerate the API key, avoid doing so if you have already stored the API key on your local machine. After copying the API key, head over to the Bindbee documentation. For writing a candidate, we will need application ID and remote user ID as essential parameters. To get that, navigate to the ATS section and the Application section. Click on Get Applications and enter your API key. Next, navigate to the headers and add the X connector token, which can be obtained from the connector linking page. Paste it here and click on Send. You should now see all the application IDs. A candidate in Greenhouse is linked to a job, so select the application ID, whose job you intend to create the candidate for. To complete the process, we need a remote user for the right back candidate. Navigate to the remote user. First, click on Get Remote Users. Then, in the Authorization section, input the API key. Next, add the connector token and paste it in the designated field. Now, select the user you want the API to call the greenhouse with. For this demonstration, we'll use the admin role. Save the user ID. Now, we have all the necessary data to create a candidate. We'll begin by obtaining the Create Candidate URL. This URL can be conveniently copied and pasted into Postman. We'll be using the same bearer token for authorization as we did earlier, and the same X connector token we used to get the application ID and remote user ID. Please ensure your credentials are set accordingly. In the request body, add the body provided to you. Then we'll need to copy the application ID that we've recently created and then copy the remote user. Change the other fields like first name and last name as per your convenience. As is evident, the candidate has been successfully created. To confirm this, please navigate to the Greenhouse dashboard and select Candidates. Here, you will notice that the Mark Button cell has been successfully created. This pertains to the job application we had previously selected. That concludes the process.